Welcome back to Kiki's Self-Mastery. My name is Kiki LaFleur, and today I'm going to talk about how my mind was under attack and how I escaped the narcissist. I did a couple of things when it came down to it, and quite honestly, I had to go through a journey before I even got to that point in my life where I was able to escape. Mainly, what I mean by that is I thought that I thought that I couldn't escape this person because I was under their spell so deeply. Like, you ever heard of spiritual soul ties and just like being with someone and you just, no matter what you do or what you try or what you think about, it's so easy for them to come back. Like, there's a stronghold there. You know what I mean? Because during the time of being in a relationship for 2 years, I already knew I wanted to leave. Like, the first 2 years, I was like, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. But it took me 2 years just to achieve that. That's what I mean. Like, there was a stronghold on me, and he knew how to reel me back in every single time. And I'm gonna tell you what those things were and how I was able to, at the end, finally let go of it all. Like, just... it was so freeing. But again, I had to go through a journey. It took me 2 years. So the first thing that I thought about when it came to trying to get rid of this person was assuming that if I was to just leave the state. The idea of moving to another state was something that I've always wanted to do for a very, very, very long time. But this time, it was my only option. Like, I used that as the excuse on why I had to leave. Mind you, I didn't tell him this. He didn't know my reasons. He knew I was leaving. If anything, he was helping me to move to another state. It's so funny because he was helping me to go to the other state. And because I made it seem like we'd be doing it together. In all reality, I knew that once I get there, I'm shutting the door. At least that's what I thought in my mind, right? But the world, God, universe, works in mysterious ways. And so I tried to move to California, and I'm in New York. So that's a long way, you guys. But I promise you, like, everything that I could have done to succeed didn't work. Like, I went there 2 years in a row. I stayed there for about 2 months each year, searching for a home, looking, doing the research, and I went hard. Like, every single day I'm seeing 4, 5, 6 homes, 4, 5, 6 homes, 2, the minimum. That's how hard it was going. And the majority of the time, he wasn't even around. And he wasn't even helping anyway. Like, what else is new? Like, he helped me with shit anyway. So it wasn't new in my mind that, he wasn't helping me in that situation. Even though with his help, it was easier. Like, I pretended, like, not really pretend, but I was going to add him to the lease. Mind you, he was going to stay in New York, but I was going to add him to the lease. And it would have been helpful to have an extra person, extra income, things like that, to get into these apartments, these homes faster. I was looking for more homes than apartments, single family homes. And because that's the majority of what they have out there for the most part. And I wanted to live in a really nice area too. Like, I wasn't just going to live anywhere. I wasn't that desperate. Okay. So by using him in that way, I assume it would have been so much easier. And it would have been any other time, any other year, any other person. And he wasn't helping. He wasn't helping at all. Like, I would get so pissed because I'm like, bro, just sign this, do this, and send it back. Like, you ain't doing shit. Like, you ain't helping me. So it was even more frustrating because a part of me had to still work with him. I'm already escaping in my mind, and yet I still had to work with this fool and play nice just so that I can get what I want. And when I tell you, it took everything inside of me to keep playing nice just to get what I want. But I didn't get what I want, because when I tell you every obstacle was in my way, every single obstacle was in my way. When I finally got opportunity to sign a lease in California, and then I flown back to New York to pack because I knew that paperwork was being done, I would get a phone call and say that the owner changed their mind for whatever reason. One owner was like, you and your fiance might break up. Like, what? What kind of excuse is that? Like, who thinks that? What do you mean, me and my fiance? Like, who? Like, like, it was so mind-blowing that I received so many obstacles that were so stupid when it came to renting any home or apartment. And it kept happening. I will fly back to, so once that happened, once I get turned down for the place, I will start over. I would stop what I'm doing in New York City, get back on a flight, go back to LA, California, and just do it again. Then I will find another apartment, get ready to sign the lease. The landlord's doing the paperwork. Once I find something, that's why it always happened. Like, once I was able to get ready to sign something, I had to fly back to New York because I had obligations in New York. I was spreading myself thin being in California, and also wasting a lot of money every single day in hotels, and eating out and so on and so forth. It was a lot of expenses that I had to take care of being there. So the moment that I came close to actually finding a place, I'm out of here. By the time I get home and I'm starting to pack, I get another phone call. Oh, another person came in and offered more rent. I was like, yo, what? Why? Every single time. So 2 years in a row, I just got to the point where I was like, okay, whatever, and then I exhausted myself to the point where it was so exhausting that I just couldn't do it another 3 years. I couldn't do it a third year in a row. I just couldn't. I couldn't go back there. So I realized that wasn't going to be the answer. And once I got back to New York, I realized that I had to sit and think about how to get away from this person. Like, I'm strong enough to do this, me going to California is assuming that I wasn't strong enough by myself to actually succeed that. And I was then hit with the reality that I had no choice now. Like, now you're here. The thing was, he also worked with me. We work closely together. So for me, it was like, I'm constantly in his face. He's constantly in my face. It was even harder to get away, which is, I don't ever recommend dating anyone that you work with in your work area. Like, I knew that already, but we never worked together. It just so happened that where he was working while we were together, he brought me on that job. So that's why we were together. But I don't ever recommend, I repeat, dating anyone that you work with. And I knew that again, but this just so happened that he pulled me onto the job. So fine, whatever. And it was painstaking being there every single day. Mind you, the job had like a deadline. It was almost over. So I told myself I'm going to stack my bread up because I wasted a lot of money being in LA. I'm gonna stack my bread and I'm just going to try to figure out how to escape this person. And when I tell you it was tremendously hard being around them every single day and having him stand by me, like, as if, mind you, during this time I was quiet, I was silent, because you already know when a woman goes silent, when a woman goes quiet, she's already done. But he's delusional. He's a narcissist. He thinks that my silent means I am playing along. I am no longer fighting. He is winning the game. That's what he thinks in his mind, while I'm like literally just trying to hold it all in because I loathed him at this time. Like, having him near me was just like, get away from me. Like, that's how I felt. But I had to play nice. And for me, for a while, it was so difficult, so difficult trying to figure out how I can escape this person, because even during that time, he knew triggers. He knew the triggers. He knew exactly how to pull me in. So for example, he knew that I love the movies. So he would always say, hey, let's go to the movies. Hey, let's go to dinner. Hey, let's go do this. Hey, let's go do that. And I love the movies. So in my mind, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to the movies. Okay. Like, I don't want to be around you, but I want to be at the movies. So I would go. And the thing was, like, I used that as an opportunity for me. I slowly started to get my power back, one day at a time. And it was very difficult in the beginning because when you're working with someone, like, he's in my face every single opportunity he gets. Even when I move away from him, he still comes and try to be around me. And those times when he would ask me to go to the movies, I would go. Only because I love the movies. But I used it as an opportunity to gain my power back in such a way where it's like, now I know you. I know what you're doing. I know your patterns now. Like, every time you know I'm not talking to you, every time you know that I'm being silent, you go and do these things. He would send me things. He would try to get me to come over, try to get me to chill with him because I'm silent. I'm more silent than I've ever been. And every single time I'm mad at him. And that's how I knew what he was doing, because when I was mad mad at him, anytime I was upset at him, he would do these the same exact things. It was the same freaking patterns over and over again. So, but this time around, I was like, okay, I understand your patterns now. You want to ask me to the movies? Okay, fine. Now I'm just going to take advantage of it. You know, the thing is, in his mind, he's thinking that I'm playing nice, like we're getting along now. But in our reality, I'm using all of this as an opportunity to get stronger, to get wiser, to pretty much understand the cards that he's playing. And I'm watching it unfold, because eventually I want to get to a point where I'm like, no, I don't want to go. No, I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to do that. So I had to get my power back, okay? And every time he would throw those cards out, I would use it as an opportunity of practicing. How can I get stronger at these things? So I would go to the movies, that's fine. And while I'm at the movies and while I'm playing nice, but I'm still quiet. I'm way more quiet than I've ever been. I'm actually not saying much, quite honestly. It's not the norm. You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting comfortable not being around him. I had so much practice that by the time the job ended and he wasn't around me 5 days out of the week, by the time he would hit me up on Friday, Saturday, say, hey, you want to go do this? You want to go hang out? I got stronger. I got better at saying no. Now, it wasn't every single time, because I was still weak. You know, again, he would ask me to do things that I like to do. So if I went 2 to 3 weeks without doing these things, I'm like, oh, I really want to go see this movie, or I really want to go to that restaurant. You know what I mean? Like, I would use that as an opportunity to go and also take advantage of it. Like, why not? Like, you have used me and took advantage of me this whole frigging time. And the whole time I was just giving from my heart. Now I'm not doing that anymore. Now I'm gonna get something out of it this time. This is my opportunity. This is my time. And I would use that. But it also made me so much stronger, to the point where it stopped working. It got to the point where he would text me, hey, you want to do this? You want to come over? You want to do that? And I would look at the phone. It would leave it on red. I would always make sure for him, I made sure it was on red. Okay, like I made sure he knew that I read it. And I would probably answer an hour later, 4 hours later, that night, the next day. And he would be like, it bothered him. It bothered him so much, to the point where even one time he was like, because he texted me and I texted him like maybe an hour later, he was like, at least it wasn't the next day. And I was like, it's getting to you. It was so funny. It was so good, because I was getting my power back. And that's the thing. I really needed that. I needed to make sure that I was protecting me. I needed to make sure my energy was coming back too. Like, he's an energy vampire, so my energy was being drained. And for me, I needed my energy to come back. And every single day, those 5 days out of the week that I wasn't around him, my energy got so much stronger that by the time he hit me up, it became easier to say no. Why? Because when I was around him, my energy was drained. So it was a pattern. And here I am now getting my energy back, and I'm like, damn, this life force is just like making me feel alive again. That it got easier to say no to being around him, to the point where he just eventually stopped hitting me up. Like, it was easy. If anything, I started to ignore him. Like, he got to a point where I'm not even answering you anymore, okay? I'm just ignoring you. Like, it felt so good. I got everything back. Then I started to make sure that I indulge in as much research that I could possibly think of when it came to a narcissist. That was the other reason why it became easier to ignore him, easier to block him on all platforms. I blocked him on everything that I can think of. You're blocked, period, point blank. And it was because of that information that I was learning helped me to get to the point where I was able to then finally walk away from this person. And it wasn't easy, because even though you block this person, you don't speak to them, you don't do all these things, it's a rumination that starts to happen in your mind. You start to replay the relationship over and over and over and over again. Like, I had to cleanse all of that. And that part took almost a couple of years, quite honestly. Like, So there were stages to this, but the most important stage was making sure that I blocked this person. I got rid of him out of my life completely. Like, he has no communication with me whatsoever. And you know what's funny? While we were in the relationship, he would always ask, are we gonna, we can't be friends? And I'm like, hell no, we can't be friends. Why would I be friends with you? Look how you treat me. Like, are you dumb? Like, are you dumb? And he would just look at me like, he would have that face like he's shocked. And in my mind, I'm like, how are you shocked? Like, you don't know how you're treating me? You don't know that you're treating me like shit? Like, I'm going through hell? When I tell you that this person was the worst relationship I have ever had in my entire life, I told him that too. I was like, you know you're the worst? And he was like, really? He had nothing to say, of course. But what is he going to say? Like, you can't say anything. But it definitely, for me, took a lot of getting my energy back and getting my power back. Once those two things happened, I was able to walk away in such a way that it allowed me to not jump on the urges to want to reach out or check their social or ruminate and just things like that. Like, once you get a bit of your power back, because what doesn't go away in time is the ruminating, the going over the processes, figuring out how did you get caught up with a narcissist in the first place. But once you're able to be strong enough to just work on that mental aspect, it's so much easier. But I found me again in all of this madness that I was going through in order to heal myself. And it took a while. It wasn't easy. It didn't happen overnight, but I guarantee you it's possible. So that's just a couple of my tips on how I was able to escape the narcissist.